Every 2 weeks on Let's Talk Jinx, when a patch drops, we talk about it. So this is patch point 12.22 notes, as well as something of an AD carry tier list rundown towards the end of the video, made by you in the comment section down below. But with that being said, the problem with this particular patch, it's not quite the preseason yet. Yes, the preseason is now live on the PvE, but we got one more regular season patch, and it doesn't have a lot of changes to not only Jinx, but even other AD carries. So we could talk about like matchup changes. The only change I really see in here that could be Jinx affected is item changes. If we scroll all the way down to the items using the side part, because otherwise we'd be scrolling forever. Now we go to not vision, not top lane oriented changes. Maybe the items are under there. There is one change I saw that could affect Jinx because you have to go against this item. Well, actually, first and foremost, Sunfire Cape is no longer a mythic item, so tanks can build a mythic item and Sunfire Cape now. But that's really just probably to help wave clear. As someone who plays tanks sometimes when I play top lane, Sunfire being a mythic item was kind of weird. But this one, however, Randuin's Omen, basically the anti-crit item. So if you're Jinxed, you build crit. This is like what they've done to it now. Randuin's critical damage reduction being tied to its active has led it to being a less satisfying and less reliable version of the item. That's for sure. I hated when they did that change, I'm going to be honest. So they're making it 300 gold more expensive. The health, they're giving it 150 more health. The armor is being reduced from 90 to 60. The ability haste is going down from 10 back to 0, but now the passive, crit damage reduction is not an active that you have to worry about activating when you go into battle. It's now back on the passive of the item, which is what it used to be, and the item has a different active now. But I'm mentioning just because, like I said, Jinx builds crit. This would be an anti-crit item when you're a tank. Usually people go Thornmail instead because it didn't feel really good to have it on an active. But now that's back on the passive. You might see this item a bit more if you're playing as Jinx, so just keep that in mind. Again, Sunfire Cape is no longer a mythic item, so they can build that with it too, which also just gives more armor and people getting tanked up. The only other possible change I could see possibly affecting Jinx this patch is actually the new skins that are coming out, and any champion that might be a bottom lane or end up in the bottom lane. So there's a bunch of Space Groove skins, so Gragas, Lysandra. Nami is a support, so you might see some Nami in your games with Nami and against Nami in the bottom lane because they want to play the skin, like their Nami main perhaps, and something like that. That could be kind of nice if they're really good Nami on your team, of course. Maybe even Ornn, because Ornn can upgrade your items if you see him on your team in the top lane. That's a thing. Taric is another support, so you might be playing with Namis and Tarics this patch, at least for a couple of days, so people can test out the skins, see how they like them, and the like. And then the prestige, of course, of the Space Groove Nami, so I kind of, you're probably going to definitely see a lot of Nami if they have the prestige skin. For some reason I thought that was Lux for a second. No, that's Nami. Yeah, you're definitely seeing Nami this patch. So however you play with Nami, so like when they bubble, you flame choppers, or you even zap to slow and then you try to the flame choppers after the bubble expires to just kind of lock them in CC for like a good half, 5 to 10 seconds if you can. Or if you want to just go all in with the ult that when she waves and stuff like that, with her ultimate that is, and then your ultimate afterwards, and just kind of get it like a death lane, if you will, like Lucian Nami and Caitlyn Nami. Well, Jinx Nami can kind of be effective too. And going against this champion, of course, watch out for the bouncing waves and the heals and stuff like that to keep their AD carries sustained, especially if you're going against the Lucian Nami or Caitlyn Nami. That can be problematic. The thing about Caitlyn Nami over Lucian Nami is she doesn't have, she can use the net gun to kind of dash towards you like a little bit, but it's also a waste of an escape to do it that way. Lucian, meanwhile, is very mobile, so honestly, don't feel bad if you have to pop the flame choppers early just to block his path if he's coming at you and you're just like, I can't get out of this. Keep that in mind. Also, Victoria Sejuani, honorable mention. But that's really it for anything that might affect Jinx, because there's no Jinx changes, and so I feel bad because I feel like this is for the third video in a row. Nothing really changes on the AD carry tier list. Now in the comment section down below, if you feel differently, of course, make your own AD carry tier list, share them with each other, have conversations about, oh, I think this will work good on Jinx, or I think this AD carry will actually be good to play against, or even play as if you can't play Jinx, etc. For me personally, things stay exactly the same as they were 2 patch videos ago, because again, there's not a lot of AD carry changes, and it feels bad. I feel bad. I apologize, because that's kind of like the running theme of these videos, is to do this for the second half. And this doesn't usually happen 3 times in a row. There's nothing. There's not even like one AD carry change where I could be like, oh, well, maybe this would at least affect the matchup. And then because it's like a nerf to this, it's a buff to these champions, and so they move up and this moves down. I'm sorry. There's literally nothing here. I guess maybe Rakan, he's a support, so Rakan changes. but that doesn't really affect the AD carry change. It just affects Rakan. It's an adjustment too, it's not even a buff or nerf. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. And hopefully for the preseason, we can get an AD carry tier list going like proper. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.